Good afternoon, everyone. Mary Sloan here with Inspirational Influencer News. Another episode, let's try that word again, episode with a person making a difference. And my guest today is certainly someone who makes a tremendous difference. Angela Hall, who is affectionately known to her friends and clients as that techie chick, she just loves discovering new ways to accomplish her goals on her websites and then sharing that knowledge with others. Her approach to tech and teaching others what to do with the tech is simplistic and easy for anyone to follow. Well, we'll sure see if that's true today because we're counting on that from her. So I'm certainly willing to have something about my website easy to follow. Usually I'm just gnashing my teeth. So I'll be excited, and I hope you are too. And we'll all get to see if she, in fact, can make us like it. And she says that if you've never seen a dashboard before, other than in your car, you are going to be able to follow what she does, and she will make it easy. So with that, Angela, what is the one thing that you really, really want to make sure we understand from what we get from talking to you today?
A lot of people don't realize the little things that make a difference on their website. One of the biggest things that make an impact is your images, not just image placement, but image size, and that's the file size, not to be confused with dimensions. So, you have for example, a YouTube thumbnail. Its dimensions are going to be 1280 by 720, but your file size could be anywhere from what's considered 50 KB, kilobytes, to 2, 3, 15 megabytes or gigabytes. And that's bad. So you upload this massive file size image to your website, and you do this many times over however many years, and 10 years later, you've got all these large files on your website, and now your website is your pages are loading really slow. Somebody's landing on your website, they get frustrated because the page isn't loading, and they're gone. And then you've just lost your sale. So images are a big soapbox item for me.
Well, I can certainly understand and certainly appreciate that because, boy, having to convert files and compress them, which I try to do because I'm aware of that problem, it's quite the procedure, and it can get really incredibly challenging. But yeah, so I get it.
Well, there's a free online tool that anybody can use. It's called Pixlr Editor, and that's spelled Pixlr Editor. You can Google that and pull it up. You can upload your images there, and then you don't even have to edit it. Just go to File, Save, and then in the Save screen, it gives you the option to lower the file size by either lowering your quality slightly, or changing your dimensions, which can also lower your the file size. So that's one really easy tool that I recommend to people. It's free. You can use it as much as you want. There's no limitation, but it's an easy way. And then change it from, say, PNG to JPEG is another way. PNG is really only needed if you have something that has a transparent background. So one really fast way to reduce your image size is converting an image from a PNG to a JPEG.
Interesting. And so that's really the only difference that you can find. They otherwise are fairly similar.
Without going into a lot of techie
geek stuff.
Yeah, that's the simplest explanation. Yeah, the PNG tends to be larger file size. So if your image doesn't have any transparency elements to it, it's not necessary.
I see.
Save it as a JPEG. You're going to save a lot of space on your server.
I see images now getting saved as PDFs. Is that normal, or is that something different that they're trying, or is that just Canva that does that?
There's different things that you might want a PDF for. On your website is not one of them. Unless you're doing, now in Canva is a great tool. It is. You can create your freebie. Say you're doing an ebook as a free offer on your website. You can create that completely in Canva now. And in that case, then I would download it as a PDF.
Oh yeah, a multi-page thing I got for sure.
Yeah, but an image for your website, no. JPEG is my go-to.
I asked because that image that I put up on LinkedIn to announce the event, Canva always tries to offer it to me as a PDF. And of course, I don't want it because trying to load it into LinkedIn as a PDF would be a pain in the you know what. So we won't do that.
No, but it's a great tool. I use it myself. I also use Photoshop for more complicated things, but sometimes it's just easier to go to Canva and get it done quick.
Well, and I mean, the great thing about Canva is they really keep it up, and they really keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. So what you could do 2 years ago, you can do 10 times that now. It's amazing. I sort of go to my favorite tool, which is YouTube U, and get somebody to show me all the updates for Canva, because I certainly don't have time to pick my way through them or do that stuff, you know. So go to YouTube, find a little video, watch, go, oh, I can do all that now. Wow.
You can even do, they've got now where you can convert your images into like a 3D book for your website, or even a mock-up of like a laptop screen or something like that. And Canva does all of that. I'm like, oh, wow, okay, that's a lot. And it's, I have a paid version. I'm pretty sure you can do that on the free version though, but it's a lot cheaper than the other softwares that you would have to use to create that 3D image.
A lot cheaper and a lot easier to use, because I once was crazy enough to try to use Photoshop. Okay, learn my lesson, not me.
Yeah, I've learned a little bit here and there through the years, but I have a gal on my team that's been using it, I'd say a good 15 years. So all the complicated stuff I leave to her. I was like, nah, I'm okay. I don't need to learn that.
So what else can you tell us about your website that really we should know and maybe probably don't?
Oh gosh, let's see what's next. Video. If you aren't using video on your website, that's something that you really should do, especially on your homepage. I would do it on your services page. Really, anytime if you're offering something, even a freebie. I was just helping a client the other day, and she has a template for people to schedule out their social media. And so I downloaded it and I was like, okay, this is interesting. And I pretty much get it, but it would be so much greater if there was a video explainer to go with it. Like her walking through, explaining how to use this template that she's giving away. And on your homepage, just a short 30, 45-second video to kind of let people get to know you a little bit more, because words on a page, everybody knows written word is just, it doesn't do you justice, in showing people who you are. So you want to do a little introductory video and don't, it's not about you. Don't talk about what you do, where you came from, any of that. Talk about how you help people. What is it you do for them? Because that's what people care about. And that would be your homepage introduction. And all the social media platforms now are so much more, what's the word I'm looking for? They're showing favoritism towards content that's posted in video format as opposed to written format. And so you'll get seen more as well when you use video. So you have video, and never, ever, 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 ever upload video to your website. You need to upload it to YouTube or Vimeo or Wistia, and then use the link or embed code that you get from there to put it on your website. Another site speed issue there, uploading videos. So.
I use 4K downloader so that I take off the video, you know, the linkage to YouTube. So I'll do that from YouTube, and then I'll put it onto Facebook, because of course Facebook hates it if you bring in a YouTube video. And I find that it loads onto my website pretty easily. Is that true, or am I making that up?
Well, yeah, it's true about Facebook, definitely, that Facebook would much rather you upload a video directly or do a live. Even they like that even more. But uploading a video to your website, you probably would be fine with one or two. I just like to have the policy just to never do it. You get those embed codes. I prefer platforms like Vimeo or Wistia, because it used to be, I don't know, about 5 years ago, somewhere around there, you used to be able to upload a video to YouTube and then take off the like and the share and all of that when you get an embed code, but now you can't do that. So say you're having somebody opt into something on your website, and part of your deliverable is a video. Well, they can easily share it with somebody, even if it's embedded on your page, because YouTube won't take off that option. Excuse me. So if you use platforms like Wistia, you can get a free account. It's very limited. Vimeo, you can get a free account as well. But you can take off those share options. And there's no 100% secure place to store anything, honestly. But Wistia and Vimeo do have a little bit more security than, say, YouTube. Because if somebody like me, I can download a video from pretty much anywhere. It doesn't matter where it's at. Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever, anybody's website, I know how to do that. And there's people out there that are a whole lot more knowledgeable than I am. So there's, like I said, there's no 100% secure way to store anything, but we just do the best that we know how.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that I don't like about YouTube videos is the fact that you cannot stop them from showing other things in the channel. And yes, they at least now let you show your own things in the channel, but it's still a complete distraction. I mean, you didn't have them watch the video to all of a sudden become immersed in video time. You showed it for a purpose. You wanted them to come back and talk to you.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about Vimeo. I use Vimeo, and I have a pro account. And once I've done uploading it, I can go to the I can't remember what it's called now. I think it's the interaction tool. You can go in and say, don't show any videos at the end of this. And then I love that. Like you said, I don't want them looking at anything else. I just want them watching what it is I've delivered.
Yeah, otherwise, I mean, it's just like, oh, here I am on YouTube. Oh, yeah, let's go play on YouTube, And right. I mean, too many of us can get distracted there. It's awful.
Oh, it's like Facebook Reels. I had to stop watching those because I'm going through, I don't get on social media very often, but sometimes I'll scroll through in the evening, and then I'll see a reel and I'll start watching it. And then of course they have another one, and then another one, and then another one. Like, okay, this is a big time suck. Now an hour later.
Yeah, well, I haven't ever gone to TikTok other than I've watched a couple of, demos of it and stuff. But apparently that's really addictive as well. If you get on there and you're watching nonstop videos, and it is all videos.
Yes.
But on the other hand, if you're willing to turn your content into short videos, I understand. it's just alluring to people. So people have extremely good experiences
Yeah,
using it.
that's what I've heard. I try to stay away from social media.
Send them to your website, get them here, get them hooked.
Exactly. I guess that's counterintuitive for the business I'm in, but yeah, it's I get 90% of my clients through referrals. So so far I'm good. Social media is just I don't know, I guess I'm old enough uh, that it's just, yeah, it's annoying.
Well, and we didn't kind of grow up with it either. So it's sort of like, it wasn't kind of born in our genes. I think for the kids today, it's kind of like part of their genetic makeup.
Okay. I have a 9 and a 10-year-old grandchildren, and it's like my granddaughter, she's 10, and all she wants to talk about. She wants to make a YouTube channel. She wants to be on TikTok, and her mom won't let her. And
Oh, mean mom. Well, and I don't know, is it better or worse in these gaming sites? Anyway, we digress. Tell us more about your website.
Well, another thing that I loved is if we step apart from just a little bit away from the website, but it works in conjunction with it, and that's automating your processes. So whatever CRM or email service you're using, it's connecting to your opt-in forms and everything on your website. And what I like to do is help my clients get as automated as possible so that they're not having to manually do anything, which is very important. The more automated you are in your business, the more time you can focus on what you do best, which is your money generating activities. So that's one of the things that I'm pretty passionate about. I like helping people find the right systems and tools, not only for them and their business, but for their budget as well, because it's important. There's a lot of great software out there. I mean, people talk junk about Infusionsoft, but it's an amazing software.
Oh, you mean Confusionsoft?
Yeah.
But that's why they renamed it Keap, because everybody called it Confusionsoft.
Exactly. And even though I quite like the software, I don't recommend it to anybody unless they are in the position that they can hire somebody to do it for them, because it is very complicated and it's not for everybody. So there's just too many other options out there, and I've worked in hundreds. So I have a pretty good knowledge base to help somebody find the right tool.
Well, sorting through all those tools and things that's in a business in and of itself, because I know as a business owner, it's hard to figure out what tool, I'm trying to take mine all down to one tool and use one that'll do everything. It's hard. It's hard to find a tool that'll do it all. And it's really hard then to understand the tool that'll do it all. So.
Yeah, it is. There's some newer ones coming out. I actually started using one a little over a year ago. I quite like it. There is no tool, I don't care what anybody says, there is no tool that is 100% perfect. It does 100% of everything, but I feel like this one does a pretty darn good job. It has an email scheduler, a calendar scheduler, so you can get rid of your Calendly, Acuity, whatever. It has a funnel builder, a course builder, your CRM is inside you. It does pretty much everything. It does have its own little quirks, but so far, out of all the softwares I've used, I'm really happy with this one. So there are some out there. And when you get to the point in your business where you can And they come at a price, like the one particular I'm using is $197 a month, but it's unlimited everything, unlimited funnels, unlimited contacts, unlimited. So to me, it's worth that.
Well, when you compare that to the prices that you pay for, ClickFunnels, I think that's, generally $297, and they've got a $997 version, and
Yeah.
Kartra, and anyway, there's a lot of them that are a lot more expensive than that. So $197 a month for most everything, it seems like
Yeah.
a pretty reasonable price.
I think so. I couldn't be happier if I'm honest.
Well, and people who are in business, it's a large part of what we spend our money and time on. And that's the frustrating thing, because if you're spending your money and time on the tools, how do you build your business? You should be talking to prospects, and you should be helping your clients and getting more clients and helping more people.
Yeah.
Not spending your time on talking to, trying to figure out, oh, gee, which one's going to cost more, and what do I have to do now? Where do I have to go? It's frustrating.
I just had a conversation with a client yesterday, and she's thinking about moving out of one platform, which I don't mind the platform she's in. It's not horrible. It's definitely not the worst I've ever worked in. But she was talking about going to another software, and I said, okay, you've spent 6 months learning this software. If you go to this software, how many months are you going to spend learning that one? So you have to wait. If you're not very techy, then you need something that is going to be super user friendly, or if you have a budget, to hire somebody to help you a little bit. One of my favorite things to do is to empower my clients. So I like teaching people how to do simple things, how to go into your website and do a simple change an image, change some text, things like that, so that they don't have to wait on me to do those simple things. Because they might be in California, it'd be 3 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock my time, and I'm done for the day. So, I would love it if they can just go in and do those things and not have to wait on me. Or even if they don't work with me, same thing with their assistants. And so I actually teach a class one day a month. We do an hour call. They just come on, Q&A, ask me whatever they want, and I just teach. So, and I love that.
Oh, that's great service, because just our tech can drive us all crazy, I swear. So
Yes.
having somebody who, will kind of be willing to calm us down and go, it's okay, I'll help you. Setting up this whole thing and to restream and do all this kind of stuff. I know when now I'm comfortable with it. Now I can put it together in, 3 minutes. It's no big deal. The first day I did it, I knew that I would be challenged. Okay, tech's not my middle name. And I knew that I was mentally challenged because I was already sure it was going to be difficult. Right. So I started early in the day, and I, had a couple of clients to talk to, and then I spent the rest of it until 1 o'clock when I was having my first interview at 1:15. And I actually had put it all together. I was so excited. And then I went, okay, so how do I connect my Zoom room to it? So I'm asking Restream, who is the streaming partner, and they said, oh, well, it'll just happen. Oh no, come out here and push the button. Well, if I do that, what's going to join my Zoom room? Oh, I guess that's not going to work, is it? I said, well, so what is going to work? Well, when you go into Zoom, it'll just start. I went, what? Are you kidding me? You mean I can't go in and have a conversation with people before we start? We can't even start to say, hi, glad to see you. Nice that you're here. I appreciate you. No, it's going to start. That can't be right. So, oh, maybe that's not right. So then they gave me, so 1:14, and I've got somebody coming in to do the call with me at 1:15. They actually told me that there was a link that I would have on my Zoom because it's my Zoom. And I could push the link and it would all start. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm crossing my fingers because I don't have time to test it. I know, heck, this is late. Anyway, so yeah, tech's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, for me, it is.
Well, sometimes it feels pretty fun for me because when I finally manage something like that, it's like, woohoo, I really did something amazing. And I don't want to spend my days doing that.
We like to call ourselves professional problem solvers. And I guess that's part of the appeal for me is getting in there and figuring it out. Like, okay, this is what I need to happen. How do I make that happen? And then figuring out how to do it. I like that a lot.
Well, it's great that we know people like you because for those of us who don't necessarily love to spend all our time doing that, it's great to know that we can go and find someone like that helpful chick who she and her team can help you. So how can people get hold of you after this to find out how you can help them?
Sure, they can go to thathelpfulchick.com. Just click
And
on
you've conveniently got it above your head. Very good. Thathelpfulchick.com.
Yes. And just click on the contact link in the menu. Send me a message and we'll get together. There's also scheduling links all over the place. So real easy to.
And does your website talk to people about some of the services and things that you provide?
We do. There is a services tab in the menu. So you can check out some of our more popular services. There's a portfolio page where you can see some of the websites we've done. And then of course our testimonials. You can see our raving fans, clients, and what they have to say about us.
Well, that's great. So is there anything else that you really want people to know before we have to say goodbye, since our time goes by so quickly in these interviews? I'm so it's so fortunate to get to chat with wonderful people who really have a lot to contribute. So I appreciate your time, but let's honor yours. What else would you like people to know?
I think the biggest thing is to realize that even though tech is challenging and most people feel like it's going to be overwhelming, it's probably not as bad as you think. It's not that difficult to build a website. And there's people like me out there to help you who aren't going to charge you an arm and a leg, maybe just an arm. No.
Just your firstborn, not your entire family.
But, yeah, and it's not as prioritize what's most important to you as far as your business goes. Is it more important that you spend hours and hours and hours trying to figure out technology and getting stressed and then not doing the things that make you money, or finding somebody or some way to get taught like my class, to save you a lot of time and frustration so that you can be doing the things that do make you money.
Yeah, well, I think that the more that we can get focused on our money-making tasks for us as business people, the better it is for the world, because in doing those money-making tasks, that's really where we make the difference that we want to make. And so knowing that there's somebody who will take on those other things, which really we have to do, but we don't have to do them personally. And that's a great thing to know. So yeah. Thanks very much, Angela. We really appreciate it. And to everyone listening, thank you. And we'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you, Mary.